Head up. Yeah, I figure I'm kind of scouting locations now, right? I'm like looking at places like, yeah, I might be able to film there. I can get inspired over there. I wanted to park exactly where I did yesterday, but there's a guy behind me in like a kind of a sports car, and I don't want anyone behind me, right? Like even when I drive now, like like I get like, you know what I mean? I just kinda get like, I don't know if it's too much coffee or what, but and by the way, 4.75 for coffee? I'm never gonna throw this cup away, chat. I'm gonna save this cup forever. 4.75. For what? The guys that gave it to me after see, I got my haircut, right? I got my haircut. Hey, how you doing out there, chat? Ashton, how you doing? It's good to see you. You're back. Hey, buddy. Thank you for hanging out, man. I'm looking at places a whole new way as like a creator. I'm like, can that inspire me over there? Over there, is that like a place that I could, you know what I mean? I could do some people watching and getting some ideas and stuff. Yeah, 4.75. Let me tell you something. This is like in some places more expensive than a gallon of gas. I'm never throwing this cup away. That's never gonna happen. I'm gonna save this cup forever. I'm gonna reuse it. I'm more likely to throw away my plastic container that I drink my electrolyte and creatine in. 4.75, and then I'm like, okay, well maybe they're gonna make it fun. Maybe they're gonna make it exciting, right? Maybe they're gonna make up for that price difference, that differential, by like providing some comedy, making you feel good, right? It's a and you know what? Actually, it's a Americano. Like this is as fancy as I get, and I only got an Americano because it was 50 cents more expensive than the regular coffee, which was 4.25. And the guy, and yeah, they did ask for a tip. They asked for a tip, Ashton. Chat. Oh my goodness, if you're frustrated with the coffees, like some places, and I was thinking about like holding up the coffee like next to like a gas station. Like gas out here is kind of expensive and stuff, but I'm pretty sure at work it's like, it's a competitive, reasonable price. But yeah, 4.75. I thought they were gonna give me some sort of like entertainment value there. Hey Dominique, how you doing? How you doing out there? Thank you for showing up. Happy Monday, fun day. Let me tell you something. Mondays are my Fridays. So, hey, let me light up. Let me I want to provide you some entertainment, right? I'm going to provide you some quality of life features. Today I talk about clothing. I brought notes, chat. I brought notes. And let me tell you something. I got more. I got more, okay? I got wide ruled. I got college ruled. I'm fired up. I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Last time I checked, we were at 94 subscriptions. Thank you. Thank you for taking a chance on my channel. Thank you for allowing me to get better, right? It's really helping me. My YouTube channel and like how I think about things are way different. I'm able to like think of it in terms of creating. I got a new tripod coming in the mail. I'm gonna be figuring out how to use my mic mini. Let me know you can hear me. Let me know you can hear me, right? Um, you know what I mean? I'm just like, yeah, I'm fired up. But I got yeah, I got the DJI Pocket 8, and like mobile 8, I think. I always call it a pocket, but it's not. It's a mobile 8, and I got to figure out how to pair it up with my mic mini. So that actually tracks my face and stuff, which is pretty cool. I want to do some like live action comedy and stuff, right? I want to be able to set up at like, some like remote location and just kind of just provide some comedy, right? I wanted to do that at least. Like a 60-minute comedy on like just different stuff, right? And then because I always thought about like getting on stage at like a comedy club or whatever, and just you know what I mean, just lay into it, right? Um, but yeah, I'm running on 475 fuel right now. Is this 91 octane? 475. I'm never throwing this cup away, chat. Nope. Nope. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. Anyway, yeah, so that thumbnail, I haven't thought about this in a long time. But like I wanted to talk to you guys about clothing and my weird quirks, um and like how I feel about certain things, right? So buckle up, all right? Buckle up, chat. Buckle up, okay? You're in for it. You're in for it. Are you ready here? The gas at my station. Yeah, it's probably cheaper, right? It's good to see you guys. Thank you for taking a chance on my channel. We're like 5,000 views. I appreciate you guys. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. It's crazy out there. And I appreciate this. Thank you for spending some of your time with me. Um, but I got a haircut, right? I'm wearing a large shirt now because I'm in the 170s. And let me tell you something, right? Like you know how you feel all confident and you secure in like your positioning, right? Inside your own body. And it's like, yeah, I'm 177, man. I'm 177. And I feel good at this weight. I really do. Um, and I'll get into it later, but it's like what I discovered is that like especially like where I work and like just kind of the general public, they respond to me differently now, right? Uh like they you get that twinkle in the eye of approval and praise, like, hey, you made it. You look good. You look good. They like say it in their eyes, right? And then their face and their body and their body like body language. And yeah, it's great. I got to tell you something, chat. I kind of like it. All right. I said it. I'm not apologizing for it. I'm not. I'm not. But yeah, it feels good, but I'm staying humble. I'm staying kind, and that's who I am. I let people in all the time. You know what I mean? I open doors for people. I say yes and no, sir. I'm very respectful to people that are older. And I'm trying to encourage more of my viewers. And I've noticed, I've been checking my metrics and stuff, and in the audience and stuff like that. But my primary audience is like 24 to 44. Some female audience is growing up a little bit, so I'm getting that demographic, and that's great, right? I'm happy about that. People that are over 65, they're showing up, right? Um, and I appreciate that. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank you to the ones that keep showing up. Thank you. Thank you. My watch hours are up. My subscriptions are up. Like I want to keep these subscriptions, right? I want to be not necessarily a household name, but like I want to be like Folgers in your cup, right? The best part of waking up is loud Italian in your cup. I know that's I get it. I probably I hope I gained a couple of subscribers, but I was being vulnerable there, right? But yeah, I got everything set up, right? And so like clothing, right? Like you know what I mean? I mean, we see it everywhere. We're wearing it. They're wearing it. Everybody's wearing it, right? Some people a little bit more brand sensitive than the others. My wife isn't brand sensitive, and that's okay, right? I think she was able to grow up in a like if she wanted something, she was able to get it and that sort of thing. I didn't, right? There's like these clothes that I wanted, like Jinko jeans, and the chain that would hang from the wallet to the belt buckle, right? Or the that little like loop there on your pants. And I gotta tell you though, that security you get with like clothing, right? You know, you get the collared shirt and you're able to like fix yourself. You know what I mean? You got a belt on. You have options, right? You know, we all make those little adjustments and stuff from day to day. Some of us may think about it a little bit more than others. I think about it a lot, but that's just me, right? There was these clothes that I wanted. Yeah, Jingle Jean. So Jinko, JNCO, like those are the ones I wanted. Um, and they were like large tubes that went down they weren't skinny jeans and they weren't like baggy, like super baggy, but there would be a generous like crotch seam there, right? Kind of scoop up inward, but like generously. So it wouldn't like crush your junk when you're sitting down, right? They thought about that, I think. I think. Um, but yeah, I just crotch problems and stuff, right? I didn't even write that in my notes, but you're bringing out the best in me, chat. Thank you. Dominique, Ashton, all you lurkers out there, new people. Thank you. Thank you. Talking about like you're clicking on this stuff, right? And I would like to have like a sensation that when you hit it, right, you would feel it. Like there would be like a little bubble and you would press it in, We would love that. But in the 90s, add to cart was not a thing, right? You couldn't just click a button and then have something delivered to you like magically, right? Amazon changed all that. And and I'm not the one that orders a ton of stuff. Like my wife gets the stuff all the time. She gets the books and all this stuff, but sometimes she's like, I don't even know what I ordered. Holidays are that's coming up later on, a few months from now. Holidays, the stuff that my wife orders around the holidays, you're gonna want to stick around for that, chat. Okay. Yeah, bro. Even though I'm 8 and you're 44, I like you, bro. Age doesn't really matter. Okay, yeah, that's awesome. So I can bring it back. But yeah, when I was 8, my God, it was so many years ago. But like this is the stuff, and I grew up heavy. Like I grew up with a weight problem, and they used to call me, like all these different names when I was heavy. My parents, my dad especially, he did the best he could. He thought we were eating like healthy food because he would buy name brand products, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like Tillamook ice cream and stuff because it was like brand, it wasn't like a generic brand. Like he thought we were eating healthy. I mean, he did the best he could, but like the man grew up with some wolves. So, he kind of learned a lot when he got married and had us and that sort of thing. Um but yeah, like, I wanted, you know what I mean? And those Reebok shoes, right? Those Reebok shoes with the pump, right? And then they would like it'd be a pump it up, right? From Reebok. Remember those shoes? Remember those, chat? Jinko jeans with the chain, right? That was big. Um, and I probably had a better time wearing them to be frank, to be transparent with you. Um, 475 fuel. Forget about it. Come on. Anyway, but like yeah, brands and stuff that I wanted to wear, right? I wanted to wear Nike, I wanted to wear Reebok, I wanted to wear Adidas, right? All day I dream about soccer. um Jinko jeans, skater shoes, all this stuff, right? Hey, Fredster, too goaded. Hey, I think you joined me yesterday and you're jumping in today. I got some regulars here. That's awesome. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember my wife. She like sometimes she'll watch my stuff and she was laughing yesterday because the video was about her and things that or actually that she didn't like that I did. So yeah, yeah. And she mentioned something about goaded and she was like, what does that mean? Right. So I was like, greatest of all time, right? Right. And she's like, oh, I had no idea. I had no idea the acronym, right? I didn't even know it was an acronym. So yeah, Ashton. Hey, yeah, I remember you, bro. I remember. I may not be able to answer chat. Like I'm trying to multitask. I am male, right? Sometimes I don't even see the thing in front of my face. And it's one of the reasons married men live longer, right? Because we're always hurting ourselves. I'm always fumbling stuff. I dropped all my cards. I was waiting to get some cash at the ATM machine this morning after I got my haircut, and then my cards, right? They all fell out of my electronic wallet that I have. My wife got me that electronic wallet. It had like an Apple icon in there, right? And it was like you could track with the tile. So if you lost it, you would know. And that popped out a long time ago, but I still champion that. I still champion that thing. And that's the only time I use cash, right? It's for my barber or, you know what I mean? Like even my landscaper, the gardening, like, you know what I mean? Like the guy who comes over and like cleans up the area outside our home. Um, Nice guy and all that. And yeah, I just, you know what I mean? Like, good. Let's get up. Let's get those happy faces and laughs, right? Come on. And yeah, and I'm not sure where I was going with that. But anyway, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. I do have notes, chat. I do have notes. You know what I mean? I'm hard at work here and I'm writing. I'm hooking and a jabbing, okay? Airboxing. Airboxing. Um but yeah, and so, like, clothing, right? The 90s to the 2000s to like 2025, and no one knows what's going on. It's just kind of like you take something in a bottle and you shake it up and you open it up and there it is, right? That's what I'm wearing. You know what I mean? So that's just kind of where it's at, like starter and stuff, right? Like this is the stuff I remember, like elementary school and junior high, and this is how I like discovered my interests and like my brand sensitivity, right? Like I'm the first one to let you know, hey, you got a new pair of jeans, new pair of shoes, spot you got a new haircut, fantastic, right? You're looking a little disheveled. You maybe need to go in, clean yourself up a bit, right? I feel like a team, right? That's what a team would do, right? They rally behind that person in like, a complimentary, non-aggressive type of way. But yeah, let me know. Let me know yeah, how you guys doing out there? Thanks for showing up. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Um and thank you, thank you. May I earn your subscription or keep the subscription? And let's generate that. Let's build that community, chat. That's why I have this, right? YouTube. And by the way, do you guys feel better? Is it more comfortable to you since we're talking about clothing, right? Is it more comfortable to you to talk about, like, to say YouTube, to address you as YouTube, or address you as like specifically your username or chat, right? Let me know. I'm thinking about this stuff. I'm thinking about this stuff. I want to improve the user experience and stuff, right? Fired up. I'm fired up, right? I'm here. I showed up. I showed up. So, yeah, and it was like, that's the stuff I wanted. I wanted the starter. I wanted I wanted the pullover. I still love pullovers, right? I wanted this stuff. I did. And it didn't happen, right? These brands and stuff, they were at malls at that time, and you have to like get in your car and drive to a location and then go inside a mall. I'm surprised malls even exist, right? But they still do, right? And no one's happy in the mall. I wanted to go to a bookstore in the mall. They didn't have one for me. They didn't have one for me, chat. They didn't. They didn't have they no, they've got like terminals. They got terminals like electric, like plug-in terminals and stuff every like 150 to 300 feet, right? Because if God forbid your phone dies, God forbid you get that little red line there and it's blinking at you, right? And then you have like a panic attack. Come on. Just turn your phone off. Look around. Talk to some people. People watch, right? Come on. Um, but yeah, I'm just like, and then everything is like super expensive, right? The labels, the like some of the Jordans and stuff, they're like, 199.99 MSRP, and it has that little white tag. Somehow they're able to fit all that onto that tiny little, all of that big stuff, right? And it would be like that small, right? I'm getting older, right? And so I find myself squinting more. And it's not like I need glasses. It's kind of like just this physiological response that I have, right? Um, Dominique, Ashton, just throwing out in the chat. Thank you. Thank you guys for showing up. All you guys. Anyone, I encourage you, throw in some happy faces, like how you doing out there? Happy Monday. Happy Monday, right? I'm gonna turn around that Monday feeling, right? That, well, at least Loud Italian, he's doing his thing. He's providing new content for me. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm trying to do this every day around the same time every day. Be consistent, right? And that's what I want to do, right? And there's got a lot of stuff up here, and I got notes now, right? By the way, these notebooks were cheaper than the coffee. Yeah. I'll look into there, and then I'll hit that subscription later. Fredster. Yeah, but thank you for joining me. And so, like, I love those pullovers. I'm not a big fan of zippers and stuff, right? Because I feel like, as a man gets older, he develops some chest hair or whatever, right? But I didn't get a lot of that. I got more of the Finnish side of me. I'm like half Italian, half Finnish. So Italy and Finland. And yeah, and I feel like if I used a zipper, right, and I had it like near pressed against my, because I love throwing on like a sweater. We all have our favorite things to wear when we get home, right? We wouldn't wear out in public. At least that's where I come from. And I throw that on, right? But I feel like that zipper would get caught in my skin or chest hair, and it would like rip out. And like whatever I have there, it would be just like a line, right? Zippers are, and they break too. Zippers break. M7C, how you doing? My guy who he showed up yesterday too. Yeah, this is around the same time. Yeah, I'm talking about add to cart wasn't available in the 1990s. My love for clothing, like quirks and stuff that I have. And let me get into this chat. Let me get in. We're at 22 minutes. Yeah. You joined me yesterday. But I just brand sensitivity and my attention to detail with clothing and stuff, right? I really like that pullover. I like the drawstring, right? I make adjustments, and I don't wear a shirt underneath. I just throw it on, right? And the thing of it is I have a long torso. Okay. And I have short legs, so I'm kind of an upright basset hound, if you know what I mean, right? And that's probably why I identify with basset hounds. Basset hounds love me for some reason. The ones with the long ears that drag around. There's so much personality. But yeah, I identify. I have like short arms and legs, but I have a long torso. So clothing's difficult for me to find, right? Especially because I'm a guy who has a rear end. I got glutes. I got buns, right? Some people call me Captain Buns. So, you know what I mean? I got generous, backside. And it's difficult to find pants that fit. I gotta like get sizes that are a little bit too big. I can't get too small, you know. And yeah. You know what? Go ahead and subscribe. Go and subscribe to that. To my, I gotta view some content and stuff. But yeah, we'll help him out. He'll help us out, right? We're a team, directly, indirectly, and all that, right? We's greater than me, right? We greater than me. I made that up. That's kind of clever, right? Anyway, yeah, you guys bring out the best in me. But yeah, I find sizes can be awkward, right? Uh, pants and stuff, right? Like, oh my goodness. Pants are tough to find, and socks, forget about socks, YouTube and chat. Like the high socks, right? The tube socks, right? I'm not one that likes the comfort and the security of something, because it rolls down on me, right? The long socks, right? The full length, the 3/4 length, I don't like. The ones that kind of sit up above your ankle. I like the ones that scoop down, right? That sweetheart neckline of a ankle sock, right? I like that. I like that feeling, right? and I like I just I it works. It just it's harmony, right? It complements each other. It's complementary. It's not argumentative, right? And I enjoy that. I really, really do. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. Awesome, awesome. Good to see you guys. Good to see you. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, light it up in chat. Um, but yeah, and I just kind of grew up in that era where it was just like, and I did a lot of window shopping and stuff, right? We couldn't really afford anything, so I just be kind of like, you know, just kinda like hands on the glass, what do they have and that sort of thing, and I'd be like, "Man, these shoes," and I would never be able to buy them, and I got wide feet, I got 11 wide, but I had a wide feet growing up and stuff, right? And it doesn't change, right? Yeah, and it's just like and sometimes they don't have that, right? And so it's like, there's some size discrepancies and stuff, so, um, but yeah. So, yeah, just going down the list. I want to make sure I cover anything. We're going on 26 minutes here. So, I hope this brings you some levity in your day. I hope this brings you some joy, some comfort, right? Um, I like to think my YouTube channel and coffee go well together. I frequent coffee and stuff. So, yeah. But yeah, and yeah, covered pants, wide foot, long torso, socks, the feeling of coming home after a long day. We all have that nice clean outfit, hopefully, to throw on, right? And just kind of relaxing. We got our lounge wear, right? And so, yeah, I'm fired up. Um, but yeah, like, clothing, and it's just like, it's a thing, you know. Let's see. Let's see. I'm kind of going through the list. I want to make sure I got everything here, chat. Got notes. Not trying to waste any of your guys' time, your gals' time. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, right? Um, Pullovers, zip ups, right? I grew up wanting like a pullover. And I remember this at the time. I was trying to get into a certain group. You know how we're trying to get in these certain groups and stuff, kids out there, right? And they're wearing a certain brand. Back in the day, it was like starter, right? And like basketball teams were big. And I remember I was trying to get into a group like Orlando Magic, and they were all wearing starter, right? And I would be like, that's a nice little, the S with the star, and some of them had Jinko jeans, but that was later on, and they all had pullover jackets, right? And I remember telling my parents about that, and they were like, well, so we ended up going somewhere else, right? Like a Walmart or a Kmart or whatever, and or like Sears, right? Grew up going to Sears. Now it's like closed, but yeah, like I ended up getting a zip up Pro Wing jacket, right? And that didn't get me into the club, right? I was rejected. It was basically like a invisible bouncer. Like, nope, you're not getting in. You're not getting in. So, oh, you gotta see soccer? Okay, yeah. Have a good day. Thanks for joining me on this Monday. I appreciate you. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me. And I encourage you guys, those who aren't speaking, hey, if hopefully you get comfortable over a period of time. I'm honest, I'm open. This is unedited, right? Real, raw, just a guy sharing his thoughts, right? This is helping me out. You guys are really helping me out. I hope I help you guys out. I hope you got a laugh in there, at least a smile. Um, this could be the best part of your day, right? It could be, you know what I mean? Because I plan on doing this more, like, 9:30 to 10 Pacific Standard Time, 7 days a week, right? And I got a lot of other material in there, so you can add that too. So thank you. I got a lot of stuff coming up, right? So yeah, thanks M7C for showing up. Thank you, Fredster, Ashton, Dominique. uh, or Dominic. Who else do we have? Anyone else? Anyone else? I'm just you're lighting up the chat, guys. That's great. Sandra. Oh, hey. Hope I sorry I didn't see you before. Sandra Witherspoon. How you doing? I think you're new. That's awesome. Yeah. We're going on I got a notification that kind of blocked 30 minutes, all right? So I probably should wrap it up. I knew I probably mumble and I say like and us and more and more you knows, right? So I don't really do the edited right now. But I might get into that later on. Um just like that, 0 viewers. But yeah, I just covering clothing, right? Covering clothing that that I love. Things that bring me joy, things the discomfort and stuff, right? Trying to find sizes that fit me, right? Zippers, the pullovers, the drawstrings. All right, Dominic. Yeah, it's interesting because it says 0. I'm getting more likes, but then there's okay, so I'm not sure how that works. Maybe there's a delay. I don't know. But yeah, I'm glad you're still here. Thanks for hanging in there. Um, yeah, having a long torso, having short legs, having big feet, right? Wide feet, which I don't really get, right? Because sports cars are wide, right? Like boats are like the feeling of luxury is having more width, right? So when it comes to shoes, why is it the opposite? Why is it the opposite, chat? Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. Um, by the way, I'm really loving these pens here. I don't know if you can see that, but that Sharpie, I think the more I write with it, the more I like. I'm trying to find a pen that doesn't bleed and I'm trying to find notebooks, right? I'm trying to figure out how I feel about wide ruled versus college ruled. So, yeah, I'm just kind of discovering this stuff. I'm seeing this stuff at a new in a new way and with a new lens, right? Um but yeah, I just wanted to make sure I covered everything. Yeah, I got that in there, right? And now it's all mixed up and stuff, right? Because back in the day, it was those Jinko jeans, it was those skater shoes, the E's and the Americas and stuff, right? Like, there's hardly any skating shops around now. I don't even know where you would go for that sort of thing. Now a lot of those places, like the places that I went to as a kid, have transitioned into this like urgent care and like these other places, right? And I still remember it being the way it was. So, yeah, and we have and I remember like we have it's a Target now, but it used to be a Kmart then, right? And it still has that that skeletal frame of it still feels like a Kmart, right? It doesn't feel like a Target. Some places are like they built that thing and it's been Target since day one, right? And it feels that way. Certain locations, others are like, nope, nope, uh-uh, uh-uh. So yeah, I'm just, and that's just kind of stuff that I'm thinking about there. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, I was gonna get into like other clothing and stuff, but I think I'm just gonna stick with the humor. Um, yeah. What else? Payless, shoe source. Yeah. Yeah. So and I just kind of wanted to end like with like as a man gets older. I don't know about women, but as a man gets older, they're all about like there's a certain like attire that people wear when they're like late 50s and 60s, I've noticed, right? And I like look at this stuff too. And they're wearing like the Hawaiian shirts and the New Balance shoes, right? With the N. And it's always the same white shoe, right? With the blue bottom. What's going on with that, chat? Why do they wear the same thing? Is it just kind of like this understood like unofficial group or what? Like or do they have like meetings and stuff, right? Do they get together? Do they do Zoom calls with that sort of thing? It's like, "Oh, you're going to wear that? I'm going to wear that. Okay, we're going to be wearing that together." Right? Um yeah, 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 for sure, for sure. I will do my best to take care of that when I end the stream here. Um, but yeah, I'm just trying to figure that out, right? Um, and I kind of have my outfit kind of picked out. Like one of the reasons I wanted to like get myself together and stop drinking alcohol, right? Get myself together, right? I want to be put together. I like the collared shirts and stuff, right? I like like the sizes and stuff. They don't, they're not bothering me as much anymore. I have more options. All right. And that's kind of what clothing offers us too. Our options, right? We love kind of making those adjustments and stuff, right? We like the belts. We like like yesterday at work, I wore an apron, right? And I love that feeling, right? Because I didn't want to get anything nasty. Clothing, provides protection, right? That's why we wear it. Individuality, diversity, right? Um, Uniformity, right? All this stuff, right? It's all put together. And yeah, and I wore an apron and it had a pocket, right? Specifically designed for pens. I had two pens just in case someone needed a pen. Nice guy, right? Nice guy. And you know what I mean? And it had like a pocket down here, two pockets, one up here and one down here, and I was able to put my notebook in the other one. I wouldn't even know what to put in there if it wasn't for that notebook, but yeah, it was utilized. I used that, right? Options. We like options, right? With the clothing. So I don't know. Maybe over time I'll have a pocket here. I don't know. But I really like the fact that when you buy shirts, like I have a thing now where it's like I like wearing these types of material because I noticed that like after I put them in the washer and in the dryer, they don't shrink, right? They don't wrinkle. I don't have to like spend extra time. I like to put myself together the night before, you know. I like that stuff, right? Even down to the socks. So I pick out my shirt, I pick out my shorts, I have my belt, right? In a specific order, and I have myself secure, and it's like one less thing to worry about. Like getting myself ready for the next day is like making your bed in the morning, right? One less thing to worry about. Am I right? Come on. That's good stuff, right? Um, but yeah, I think that's it. I think that's where I'm gonna end. It's 10 o'clock. I'm gonna do my walk. I'm probably gonna have my headset on. I don't know. We'll see. And yeah, and so you know what I mean? And I wanted to film in a location that was actually there's a sports car that parked the exact same way I did yesterday. So I have that behavior now, right? I like parking further away and just kind of observing behavior, right? And I'm able to see this stuff, in a new way. And thank you for that. Thank you for that creative lens. Thank you for this. I mean, this is therapy. And bottom line, guys, chat, YouTube as a whole, yeah, it's like therapy, and I appreciate you for that. I don't get to stream most nights because and I would do gaming. I want to do some more gaming and maybe some like some co-op and stuff, right? But it's difficult to do with the kids around, so I might do that on my days off. We'll see what happens. But I do want to cut out and throw out a video to you guys daily, right? Consistency. Some videos are going to do better than others, but today was all about clothing and my quirks with clothing, and I pretty much covered it all. So I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna say thank you. Thank you to my new subscribers. I gotta subscribe to Fredster 2 Goated, because I'm a man of my word, and I'm gonna get that done. So yeah, thank you so much, guys, gals, everyone out there showed up. Appreciate you. I see you. I value you. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you for helping me get more confident. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I mean it. Yeah, I want to make sure it's still on. I didn't turn it off. And yeah, this isn't goodbye. This isn't goodbye because goodbye is something you say to someone you don't want to see again. To you, I'm saying see you later. So thanks guys for joining me. Play this back. This is good stuff. So yeah, speaking from here and here. So thank you. Appreciate you. See you next time, I hope, okay? You know, if you have some time, check out Fredster 2 Goated. And check out his stuff, right? Because we're all in this together, right? We is greater than me. So peace.